But that's that big of a deal now that I got the headset. Last week it was pissing me off. This week I can actually. Instead of trying to adjust the damn camera every 10 seconds so you don't sound like a damn alien. We'll finish this off. We get something to drink before we start.
Bet.
Pushing my door open. Alright, and it's time. What up, YouTube? What up, it's your boy Jose. I said you heard me. Hold on, don't go ahead and say you heard me. You heard me. And we are back. Don't mind the pretty pink cancel back. It was my baby's birthday a couple days ago. But we are back for week 2 of your favorite crew. Jose and Shine the motherfucking Donn. It's good.
What? Another dollar.
And as you can see, I got these headphones on my head so that y'all instead of hearing drop that now you see me laughing and like, yeah, you right. Or I'm just sitting here shaking my head like, you gonna hear what the fuck I'm hearing. I still done. So today we're gonna go ahead and get you with some week 3 action, NCAA, some week 2 action, NFL. If we have some time, we might talk a little hoops, little bit of hoops, not too heavy. And then before we do all that, we gotta look back at a week ago and just realize how wrong we were about so much. So much. Like, it was almost pretty good that that y'all couldn't hear him, because it was just like we were wrong. A lot of guys.
We were definitely wrong.
Definitely wrong. It was almost depressing. Like, damn.
Yeah, I'm just kind of glad we only had 15 games last weekend, so my record was a respectable 9-6.
Respectable. Spoken like Browns fan. So, without further ado, so what was it? Week 2 college last week. Week 2 college, and I would say probably like you. Biggest, I mean, not the biggest shocker, but clearly the biggest upset, Oklahoma over O State.
Yeah, for sure. It's not necessarily a shocker, because I actually I had concerns about Ohio State going into the game.
Yeah, we did pick that upset alert, so we weren't wrong.
Yeah, we did put them on upset alert. It was very real, very possible that they could lose the game. It was by no means like a fluke or anything like that.
No, not at all. Is Baker Mayfield the front runner right now, or does it still belong to Lamar Jackson?
You know, it's kind of hard to pick this early in the season. It's only been 2 weeks. You know, college can change so drastically. I mean,
facts. With
the Heisman race, all it takes is one bad loss, and all of a sudden you're no longer a Heisman contender, even if you got a lot of players out there right now, all kind of. So we'll see what happens, but Baker, man, he ain't one to on by any means. Definitely the year Oklahoma continues to play well, so
yeah. Do you or do you think he's another Johnny Manziel, college star, NFL bum?
You know, it's tough to say. You have a lot of those cases where it's a college star to the NFL quarterback position.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, we're gonna talk, but also then you've got people like Cam Newton who didn't translate and has maybe not the best quarterback in the league, but he has made a successful career for himself.
Right.
So it's hard to say. Baker, if nothing else, has a better type frame for the NFL, whereas Manziel was always very tiny.
Right.
At least as far as his bruise. So if nothing else, the NFL is behind him. Whether or not to translate to the NFL and be able to play with the big boys on days, obviously that remains to be seen. We'll come to find out in the next year or two.
Right. I was take the ball. I feel like I've seen them take the ball sometimes, and I flip them around. I remember watching that game.
I'm just
being heartbroken.
Mad right now.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah, the internet chooses the worst time to be difficult, don't it?
Yeah, because it's been breezy all up until now, but we'll make it work.
So, yeah, what were you saying about the ball?
What was I saying about the ball? No, about Notre Dame. I said, did you guys win or lose?
Oh, no, we lost. We lost at the very end, 20-19, so...
That's what it was, okay.
I think they played better than I expected. It was a close game, and they were actually winning up until the very end of things, and then Georgia ended up pulling it out at the end. So, considering that Georgia is a good SEC team, they're usually in the conversation for making the Eastern Finals for the SEC. I actually think that's actually good. It's a good loss if you can find a way to call a loss good. In a way, it's a good loss because it's a sign of positive improvements as a team, which is good.
Right. Now, that was going to be my next question for the two upsettees. As far as O State and Notre Dame goes, do you see either team, of course, some luck in there, one of the teams that beat them lose, even though, as you just alluded to, that you actually really need Georgia to keep on winning for that to remain a quote-unquote good loss, and Oklahoma need to keep winning as well. Do you see O State or Notre Dame having the opportunity, with maybe some losses or upset here or there from somewhere else, to get back into the playoff picture after losing to really good competition? Like, they didn't bite the bullet. Like, no offense, they didn't lose to Maryland, you know what I'm saying, like Texas did. So
right. Shout out to UMD, go Terps. But yeah. So with Notre Dame, I don't think so. I think it would have been very difficult for them to make the college football playoff regardless this year. I honestly think the only way that would happen is if they ran the table and went undefeated.
Okay.
I do still think they can be competitive. They can maybe get potentially like a profile bowl, like a BCS bowl, although they're not called that anymore.
Right.
But they're going to have to probably win out from here, which is going to require them beating USC. And that's going to be a tough test for them. So is it impossible? No, but I'm maybe thinking we should taper our expectations for the Notre Dame faithful. I'm thinking we're probably going to finish around 8-4, 9-3 this year and end up in a bowl game, but nothing too substantial. As for Ohio State, if they win out, they can still make the playoff, but there were a lot of issues with that team. I mean, it wasn't just that they lost, it was that they really looked dominated, and it's hard for me to see them winning out unless they make dramatic improvements from here on out. I mean, I hate to say it, but they really could lose to Michigan this year if they play that way all year. I mean, they might not even make the Big Ten finals if they keep playing like that.
See, that right there, like I honestly don't have much information on Notre Dame, nor do I know their schedule from coming up on. I know USC would be a hell of a game to win. If they win that, then I think probably they would shape up good with an upset here or there to make the playoffs. Because most people, I feel like Notre Dame's good enough to probably smack a lot of their schedule. It'll just be a few key games that's like you got to get them, especially now that you dropped this one. On O State, on the other side, being in the backyard, I'm devastated. Like, which game? Like, O State is could be a very annoying, and we can be one of those Cowboy Steeler fan bases. Like, we always win. We're used to winning. If we don't win, at least we're in one of the big bowls or we're in the playoff nowadays. Like, we're always there. Now, I remember, last time we lost the bowl game, we won the national championship, but that also was like basically a 3-1 year for us because we lost the first game, then lost both quarterbacks, and won on the arm of a guy who only played 2 games. And we beat Alabama and somebody else that was major at the time on the way there. So, and then, was that the first ever playoff? Don't quote.
I believe so.
I think it was the first ever playoff. So it was basically like one of those Tom Brady comes in and wins the Super Bowl on 9/11 year type shit, where it was just kind of written in the stars for us. So I don't think I'm going to be the person to throw it on my back like, oh, last time we lost, we won a championship. Because last time we lost, JT Barrett was the 2nd string quarterback and Cardell was the 3rd string quarterback. JT is the guy right now. We need him to go back to being Mr. Texas because I don't like Buckeye JT. Buckeye JT is a scrub. Like, what I seen in Indiana was my worst fears realized in Oklahoma. I thought I'm expecting a 21 to 30 point win against Indiana. I know they were better offensively this year, but they shouldn't have been able to stop us with a veteran quarterback and all the hype around this running back. So for us to go out there and pretty much lay an egg, we got the W, but to lay an egg against Indiana, Oklahoma was a scary game anyways. Then it was cool because we was up. You know what I'm saying? It was up much, but at least it was going, okay, we know our offense isn't the greatest, but the defense, we lost some NFL caliber players, but this is O State, Urban Meyer. We're going to plug in these new kids and we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it trucking. Then Baker Mayfield showed up and was like, fuck all that shit. And I'm sitting there watching the screen like,
he basically said, hold my beer.
Yeah. And like he went Aaron Rodgers on us. Like, he went to his huddle and he was like, relax, and commenced to tear our ass the fuck up. Like, he was like, you're not in the NFL, or wait, you're used to be in the NFL, you used to be in the NFL, you used to be in the or you're in the NFL now, you're in the NFL now, you're in the NFL now. And he was tearing up those parts where all our secondary that's in the NFL now was not on Saturday, or was it Saturday? Yeah, it was not on Saturday night, eating our ass up. And it wasn't just like, oh, he hit some big plays, they pounded it down our throat. No, he got the rock and he started going ham. Like, he went Drew Brees. He started just We're like, you want that? Take this. Post routes, crossing routes, like anything you wanted. To top that, so that basically lets us know we're not just plugging in new guys and keeping it pushing. We're in a year of defensive chemistry where we need to get it together at some point, hopefully before we play Penn State and way before we play Michigan, to where we can get this shit together. And then but then you flip it over to where we can't put the team on JT's back. Who's the backup? That's the only hope I got right now, is that college backups are not the same as NFL backups. College backups, in theory, should be ready to jump on the court and win the national champion, or the field and win the national championship, because next year you're probably going to be asked to do so, especially at a program like Bama, O State, Notre Dame, USC, so forth and so forth. So the backup kid could be ready to go and better than JT, and if he is, he needs to get out there, because this ain't the league. This isn't, we need to maturate and build around the kid. This is, you're a junior and you just played 2 horrible games and you might have costed us the season already. So, like, there was nothing to be positive about except for the running back, I guess. And even then, it wasn't that positive, because you can't carry us, clearly. So, right. So it's like, I don't see, like, honestly, I don't see us coming back because I feel like we might lose to Michigan. I think they see that loss, like, we gonna be hungry to beat their ass finally. Right. And God forbid we go lose to Penn State. And
the Big Ten is a Sharks Bowl.
Right. If we lose to Penn State, we might as well just be coming in with playing Russian roulette with Michigan with a loaded pistol, and we go first, because we're done. Like, it'll be a wrap. So I'm terrified to see what you're at. Luckily, I'm a dual threat, and my Miami boys had a hurricane last week, so we get to go in there and ride out, and hopefully they can get me back. I can be back into the top of the BCS standings with that, because I don't know how far we fell as O State, but if we drop out the bottom, it won't be surprising. I don't assume we're going to leave the top 25 this week, but obviously one more loss, definitely, and honestly with a couple wins, we might still be the fuck out. So if I remember correctly, O State fell to, I want to say, either 10 or 11 in the poll after that loss. Okay, I mean, that's not devastating, but it's still like,
it's a big drop, though.
I mean, in college football too, because the going down is way harder than going up. So
going up,
unless other people are coming down too. Like, at this point, we're literally sitting waiting for people to lose. Like, we need
You gotta hope Penn State loses,
has to lose
to really get you back in the conversation.
Right, they gotta lose to like Nebraska or some shit. Colorado.
Right. But it's funny, though, you did bring up Miami. They are still ranked number 17, by the way.
No, that's one step up. One step up. We was 18 to start the year. Let's go.
Yeah. So Miami, though, their game this week is postponed. This was actually a big rivalry week. We
did Florida State,
but their game is postponed because of the hurricane. So
we should have moved that game up north. We could have played that somewhere in one of these stadiums. That's a ticket seller.
I'm sure. I'm sure they could have.
Bring it to Cleveland. Shit, they need help selling. They need help selling them out that goddamn stadium. And you could charge more than $34.95 for a ticket.
All right.
And that's standing on the sideline with the niggas.
But we do have a couple big matchups this week.
All right, what we got?
So we got number 23 Tennessee is playing number 24 Florida University. So there's your SEC matchup right there.
Okay.
We got number 3 Clemson playing number 14 Louisville.
Yeah. Oh shit. Ooh, okay. That's an upset alert.
There's an upset alert.
There's an upset alert.
But probably the biggest game everyone's going to talk about, not because Texas is that good, but you got to talk about Texas playing at number 4 USC.
Ooh.
This is the first time they will be playing since Reggie Bush versus Vince Young in the Rose Bowl.
Well,
those USC fans will never let that go. Like, they're still crying that they lost that game. So this is their redemption. Like, we get to stick it back to Texas.
Well,
And the Texas people are thinking if we manage to knock off USC and they're ranked number 4,
we
that
back in
puts
the
us right
game.
back into the top 25 rankings.
It does. So this is huge for both teams. Yeah, it is a huge game because Texas has to prove they're better than they showed. Like they literally have to. Texas is in a situation like for college football. It's funny after a loss because it's like okay. The first loss, you still aren't dead in the water. You hurting, but it's more like, okay, we can salvage this. We can put a spin on it. If we got a good PR program, we can put a spin on it. All we need is for Maryland to keep winning, us beat USC, and now we build Maryland as a strong team and try to make the playoffs. But I feel like USC, like you said, they're going to come in Trojan blazing, sword ready. They might have a Vince Young signs out there because they ruthless like that. They might be talking about how he broken, bummy, and all that type of shit now. It could get real ugly, and the score could get real ugly too because we know it ain't. Everybody thought it was Pete Carroll. I don't think it's Pete Carroll. I think it's just USC tradition. They want to beat you by 50. They want to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, that's that California sunshine getting to their heads, man.
They want to tear you up. So
they are like the definition of West Coast offense before the NFL even knew what it was.
Right. Except for they got the potential to put a star at every position. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with USC on that just because, like you said, that they have been whining about that goddamn championship loss for the longest, especially since that's the last time they really were in power, huh?
That's the last time they made it to a final.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a big game.
Y'all wanna cry about that, but let me cry about how the Bush push was an illegal fucking thing, and y'all shouldn't have even been in the Rose Bowl. Shut up. Your man literally pushed the quarterback into the end zone, bruh. That's against the rules. That's a flag or something. You shouldn't have even been in the Rose Bowl. Wipe the tear off your cheek.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Notre Dame has a point. That's kind of like how, as Miami, I'm like, that was a pass interference at the end of the game. But as O State, I'm like, we'll take it. So, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna go USC on that game. Then I think I'm gonna go with I don't know, man, Clemson. That's a hell of a matchup, and I only call it really upset. I call it upset warning because I have that much faith in Lamar Jackson's arm. We know what his legs could do, but I think he really is a better passer than he's getting billed as, and he's proven it so far this year. Clemson is one of them teams where I feel like they're so good and so confident that they're going to go into this game like, we ain't worried about him. Like, we know what he can do. We ain't going to let him beat us, and then you're going to forget that. No, the team's really actually pretty good. He's just a phenomenal. So, like, imagine how much better their recruiting was this season compared to last season, having him still on the team. There has to be at least one blue chip wide receiver in the works, even if he's not playing right now or doesn't get hella minutes. There's at least one 4 to 5 star player on Louisville right now that wouldn't have been there without Lamar Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm just going to go out and risk. I'm gonna do it just for pageantry alone. I'm gonna take the upset. I'm gonna take Louisville. I know Clemson on paper and just in general is the powerhouse nowadays, and Dabo Sweet is a great coach. But I love to see those kids that are those wasn't lifetime talents in college, especially because you can appreciate it more in college than in the pros. Like when a guy like a Russell Westbrook, obviously, you know, that's my guy, but what he does gets diminished because of playoffs and championships, and when he leaves the league, if he never gets to get that ring, his overall legacy will be tarnished because he never got a championship. Whereas in college, even if you never get to that BCS playoffs or sniff a championship game or get a Heisman, you don't have to win any hardware. As long as you was funky as hell on that field, they gonna remember you, and you gonna be a king in that little part of the country, that part of that designated time period. You're gonna be the man. Reggie Bush don't got no rules left, or don't got no legacy in college no more because they took it all, but you still know, god damn it, he was the best thing that might have ever walked through them doors in college and in USC. NFL not so much, but
See, the funny thing is, I think there were better running backs at USC because let's not forget they also had a running back by the
they
name
had
of
the
OJ.
juice, but I mean Reggie literally was literally on some bullshit. Like he literally was a highlight almost
Reggie was
every play.
Reggie was basically the second coming of Barry Sanders because that's the same shit Barry Sanders was doing in college.
Yep.
But Barry did it better because that man had like freaking 2,800 yards that year.
Right. Yeah. True. So yeah, I won't say ever to come through the doors of college, but USC.
But he was
top.
definitely one of the most exciting players.
Oh, especially recently.
Recent memory, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean it was like him. I mean you got to if I'm ranking it
highlight reel.
Yeah, if I'm ranking it just off the top of the head, recently, nothing before 2000, I'm probably going Reggie, Tebow.
Gotta throw Vince in there.
I'll say Vince, Johnny, RG3. These were all Cam. These were all guys that
Cam
just
Newton.
Yeah, they just made you go wild to watch them play in the college level. So I love seeing that though at the college level. Like Manziel, I liked him going into the league based off of knowing like, okay, you're a wild college player. I hope you do well, but it wasn't really in my mind like, oh, you're going to be that good. And I didn't see Cam Newton being this good in the NFL. Not because I didn't think he could pass. I just didn't think he was going to be able to read defenses. Not because he's a black quarterback, just because all you did was fucking run for real in college, and you was catching your own passes. Right. So I didn't think you were going to have to break down, or you didn't have to break down defenses. So I didn't know you could, but you can somewhat. So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fit. It's a real good look for the Panthers at least. But now what was that other matchup?
You got Tennessee at Florida.
Appreciate that info, NFL. Tennessee at Florida. See, that feels like a 2008 powerhouse matchup, but right now, both teams seem a little shaky to me, especially with Dobbs being gone. And hell, honestly, I can't name you a Gator, a recent Gator. I don't know none of them that's tearing it up. So on the strength of that, I'm gonna go with Tennessee just because I know a lot of them. They got some returning starters from last year.
Yeah, my gut says Tennessee, but my head is telling me Florida.
It sounds good to say Florida, but and part of me wants to say it, you know, just because I'm entrenched in that rivalry. So it's like if Florida looks good, that makes Miami look good because if we beat them. But I don't know. I don't know, something about Tennessee. Maybe it's because I know a homie that goes there that went to one of the high schools out here. Or let's see, in the league. Is Troy in the league now? I think he's still at Tennessee. But nonetheless, I'm gonna take Tennessee.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get to the big boy conversation.
Big boy.
Big boy. So, we definitely got some apologies to hand out this week.
So, Kareem Hunt, my bad.
Yeah. First of all, apologies to the entire Chief Nation.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I slept on y'all. I slept on y'all hard.
I did too.
I thought y'all was about to get blown out by at least 14. Y'all come out and put the wood on New England last week, man. So props to y'all. Right,
yeah, me as well, because I definitely just disrespected your whole lives. I didn't know who Hunt was. The only person on the team I really knew that by proper name was Alex Smith. I was trying to remember y'all wide receiver's name that stood out last year. I said he was 87 with dreads. I got his name right, Conley, but he was number 17 without dread. So I just butchered y'all whole team altogether, and y'all came out and shitted on the team that I hate. So I appreciate y'all, and I will not be roasting y'all until y'all do something roast worthy. Say hold on, and I'm gonna get to know Kareem Hunt a lot better.
Right. This man came out looking like something else, man.
Marshall Faulk wannabe.
Lit up them fantasy points if anyone had him on the team.
Yeah, right. If you were smart enough to do so. Now, what's the name on the flip side? Old boy as well. The running back Mike J0se, I think his name is, from Patriots. He put up 3 touchdowns too. Just on some side note, if you had him in your league, which I actually knew a homie. I think I mentioned it last week where we was like, yeah, he shouldn't have picked him. Well, who ended up balling out. Really, Joshua? Right. I just looked up real quick. I wanted to see where Josh Dobbs ended up going. Guess where you think this fucker ended up going? Now I know he's gonna be good.
Where you go, man?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay.
Bastard.
Lock it up. So, second big apology. I owe them an apology, but I think you owe them even a bigger apology. Is the fans of Jacksonville?
I knew you were about to say that shit. Yes, Jacksonville.
Man, the sad thing is, I knew about Leonard Fournette. I watched this man in college. I love the SEC. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I also love Georgia, and I also love the SEC. I knew about Fournette. Right. And I still didn't think he was going to play that well.
Hey, for real, I didn't think he was going to play that well against us because they have no quarterback threat, and our defense is amazing. Now, granted, I missed where J.J. Watt blew his whole. He put his bone through his fucking finger again. So he's back in a fucking hand cast. Like, bro, what are you doing that you end up in a hand cast every year now? Blake Griffin? Like, what the...
I mean, at least he didn't shoot himself in his leg.
Right, Plexico. But, but, I mean, Deshaun did get out there. Savage played like hot. You know what? Deshaun actually was respectable. His numbers weren't too bad. So that goes along with what I said about watching him and looking at him and seeing that, watching in college and seeing him being a calm storm instead of just a wild tornado. So I was definitely excited about that. We get to start tonight. I mean, what time is it? Has that started yet?
Yeah, that's actually been going on for 30 minutes.
Right now, Deshaun, we gonna eye to eye, look me in the eye on this one, bruh. You gotta leave the skeezer alone, my nigga. Mia Khalifa is not the one. Go get you Cardi B. Go get you Amber Rose. You want an easy bust down? Go get one of them. Do not mess with the closest thing you can find to a Kardashian, my nigga. Get rid of her. We don't need them type of problems in Houston. It's either gonna be the end of you or the end of us, and we can't afford neither one. So just cut it off. That's my sidebar right now. I'm gonna use my.
Hey, look, and I'm just gonna co-sign on that. Mia, she from the area, bruh. Like, she from DC, Maryland area. I can't stand her. I really cannot. Like, first off, let's have a man moment right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Her porn ain't even that good, bruh. It really ain't. Let's get real. It's not. It's nothing impressive. She ain't no Sasha Grey. She ain't no Gianna Michaels. Like, she ain't that impressive. Secondly, any team she reps goes to shit. I blame this bitch for the reason the Wizards lost to the Celtics in the playoffs. Not our play. I blame this bitch. Please go jump off of a bridge because we don't need you repping DC no goddamn more, bitch. That's my little rant about Mia Khalifa's bitch ass.
But yeah, so my bad, Jaguars Nation. I mean, I kept saying y'all got all them. Somehow y'all tricked all them players to come there. But I mean, hey,
about to be the end of the first quarter. Houston is up 3-0 on Cincinnati.
Let's go. I mean, Natty, that's a good game to bounce back on. Damn, if we could have got that damn first game, we would have got to beat up on the Jungle Cats. Come on, man. We're supposed to take both of them easy ones. You can't lose them. See, that's why you shouldn't. But it's cool, though. He had to put time out there to get his head knocked off so that way.
Right.
What's his name? Deshaun wasn't getting his head knocked off, and then we'd be stuck with time. So I'm all, like I said, I'm all right with it. You got to patience. It's a, what's it called? It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Except I sprint marathons.
Donn.
But my second and third, or my third and fourth apologies I gotta throw out here. Apologies to Baltimore. Like, I'm a DC boy, Redskins fan all day, but Baltimore's still in my home state. I slept on y'all. Y'all not only beat Cincinnati, y'all goose-egged them motherfuckers 20-0. Props to you, Baltimore, for showing me some heart, showing some determination, going out there playing like grown men. And as a Washington fan, I gotta say it, I'm a man of my word. I don't like to, you know, go back on myself. Apologies to Philadelphia Eagles because y'all did the business to us. Like, I thought we were gonna win that game at home. Nah, didn't happen. Kirk Cousins looked like a scrub. Like, I'm mad. I'm mad as shit right now because I've been saying Kirk Cousins ain't that good for the last 3 years. All these DC fanboys get mad at me. You just a hater. You just a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. Nah, bro, I'm telling you, he ain't that good. He's like a middle of the pack quarterback. He ain't gonna lead us to the promised land, and Philadelphia kind of proved that. So,
right, yeah, Carson Wentz kind of proved that. He just showed.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, nah, I mean that defense though. They had a pick and 2 sack fumbles, so.
Right.
They definitely beat up on Kirk a little bit. Also, shout out to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Did not see them beating New Orleans, and y'all like. They didn't just beat him, but they shut Adrian Peterson down. This man had like 12 yards.
Right, like on 6 carries, like there was no burn, kept him off the field. Like no need for him to be out here because we gonna be on you. Y'all gotta throw.
Right. So, with that being said, let's get into our week 2 predictions.
Okay.
So, starting with the game that is currently going on, we got Texans at Bengals. We a little bit late to the game, but
it ain't over yet. But you already know what it is this way. We got Watson in the game. We taking it to the crib, baby. Especially after last week, because I was going to say, I ain't saying sorry to Baltimore because y'all motherfuckers stole my team when I was young. So I don't give a fuck about y'all. But it was saying y'all, and to this day, y'all, the reason I hate the Browns, because the bastards left us is the year I got my starter coat was the year they left. Now, I didn't know that my mama bought it on sale because they was leaving, but I ain't know all that. I was happy they had the coat, and then I find out on the news them niggas is leaving. So it was always fuck Art Modell, fuck them Browns, and fuck them now, and fuck the Ravens too, because you was supposed to be the Browns. Fuck Belichick, because you was supposed to be the Browns. You was the coach, and you was supposed to be the Patriots here. Fuck all that shit. So, but and it's still and it's still Joe Flacco, but the only thing nasty about the natty was what they was doing on the damn field. Y'all motherfuckers. I was like, I didn't expect this. Y'all think it's the playoffs? Y'all know it's only September, right? Well, I don't expect to see this shit from y'all until like December, January type shit. So, as an Ohio admirer, I'm not a fan of y'all, but being up north and looking at the team that's up north a little bit for me, the Browns, if I have to pick an orange Ohio team, I'm going to lean towards the one that got a wannabe superstar quarterback and a superstar wide receiver that basically turned into 2 Tony Romos in the playoffs. But y'all supposed to be balling right now, and y'all went out there and let Flacco look like his name shouldn't be Flacco, and so I can't rock with y'all. And then y'all playing my boys, so I hope Deshaun have a life on y'all. I hope Lamar look like it's the U on y'all. I hope AJ get 5 sacks on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all disappointed Ohio. Y'all disgrace. I just want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that.
Damn, that came from the heart right there.
The heart.
So the funny thing is, I gotta say, I actually think Bengals win this game.
Boo.
I mean, maybe I'm showing my cards too early, but I think they win this game. I think they pull it out. So we'll see. I might be giving an apology to the Texans next week. We'll see. So going into the Sunday's games, we got Bills at Panthers.
Shout out to the Bills for getting that dub after I seen them getting brutalized on, I want to say it was Bleacher Report, where somebody was like, why are the Bills favored to do anything? And I was thinking to myself, because they playing the Jets? But
true, for
somebody to even have the audacity, even if it was only really one sports writer, but it was like Bleacher Report is a pretty popular publication now, and for y'all to come out and openly be like, yeah, the Bills are trash and they're so trash that they're going to lose to the Jets. Shout out for coming out and making niggas eat words. So, but not this week, guys. I'm going with Cam, Christian McCaffrey, Luke. I don't see it. I don't see it again. Like, y'all, what is it? Y'all still got Shady McCoy, but he's the best receiver on the team. So
That's true.
and y'all,
That's true.
and as far, do they still have them nice corners, or did they go get paid somewhere yet? Them Darby, and I would assume Darby's still there because was a rookie just 2 years ago or so. But you know
Probably still there. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really looked into their
right. I
defense
mean,
like that.
it's the Bills. I mean, I don't blame you. But
It's the Bills. Yeah.
yeah, I gotta.
They don't even got Sammy no more.
Right,
so
yeah, they lost their main attraction. I do hope Jordan Matthews balls out this year because I feel like, well, I don't. It's like I just seen him walking into that room, walking into Bill Buffalo with the look of death on his face, like he's just so depressed. So I'm assuming he got traded there. But and I guess where was he? Was he at LA last year?
Jordan Matthews.
I know he used to play for Philly because that's where I really.
He played for Philly last year. That was the big trade.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I feel bad that he got traded to. Oh man, especially since Philly is nice now. Who did Philly get out the deal?
I should know this since they're in my division.
All right. I mean, we can throw that back up there on the way back. What's the name? Or we can pull that up as a side note later on.
Right. We'll catch that on the come up.
Right. But yeah, so I'm gonna go, but I gotta go Panthers. Even though I hope Jordan Matthews does have a good season, maybe get a check somewhere else, get the hell up out of there. But I mean, he possibly could be that dude that I know you don't want to be there, but he could be that guy that Tyrod needs. So hey, try to work that out.
So ironically, this will answer both of your questions. Eagles traded a 2018 draft pick and Jordan Matthews for Ronald Darby.
Well, damn. All right.
So that's both your
answers. Right. Like I said, in the NFL nowadays, getting traded like it ain't nothing.
Not at all. I'm going to still take the Panthers on this one, too. Unless Shady McCoy goes off the wall, I don't see them beating the Panthers. So, Moving on up, we got the Buccaneers hosting the Chicago Bears. This will actually be the Buccaneers' first game since their game last week got canceled.
And that was versus the Dolphins. So, I mean, they basically playing the NFC version of what they were supposed to play last week. So, I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and take Tampa Bay. I really don't see any other reason why not to. I mean, Chicago, they took their L like they were supposed to last week. Glennon, I don't know if Trubisky got in, but Glennon didn't do anything to shock the world because you definitely would have heard about it. The running back, that's the dude I would say he was beasting last year. I know there was nobody to run, so he would have had to have got decent amount of yards. But I think he'll have a decent game again. Probably won't be enough. I think J0se should really be going off. I feel like, I don't know, is there anybody worth mentioning on their defense? Because if not, I feel like he should be lighting shit up with that receiving core, and Doug Martin still good for every other game to go off. I gotta go Tampa. And are they at home?
Yeah, they're at home.
So it'll be emotional. A lot of people getting out the house for the first time. You know what I'm saying? They're getting get to get a little bit of normalcy back from having fucked up homes and shit. It'll be a real emotional game too. They'll want to get the win for the community. I think it should be and they'll want to get out there anxious to play as well. So yeah, I think it'll be Buccaneers easy money.
I agree with you there. I mean, unless their running back really tears it up, I don't see any way they beat the Bucs. So, next game up, right. Vikings playing at Pittsburgh.
Well, since Pittsburgh played I don't know if Pittsburgh played bad or the Browns played good for real, but if they can't handle the Browns, I'm not confident to just be like, oh yeah, they taking such and such up top. But I feel like Le'Veon, let me reiterate this. Le'Veon is playing again. There is no suspension coming up. He gets to play all his games this season, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so I think him and AB, Ben, they'll come out with a little bit more chemistry. Where are they playing at?
They're playing in Pitt.
In Pitt. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I'm gonna play with Pittsburgh again.
Yeah. See, I want to say Pittsburgh, but the Vikings actually played really well.
They did.
And the Steelers didn't play so well, which makes me maybe think the Vikings are going to win.
I mean, see, I just like this would be normally I would take Vikings in this situation. In any other situation other than they played and they got to play in an emotional situation versus AP and proved they wanted to prove something. B, it's the first week of the season, and I don't know if they can carry that over versus a team that is known to like bounce back. So I'm gonna go with history on this one. But now, if this was like week 3 or week 4 and they just got that dub, I probably would take them over the experience. But going into week 2, I'm going to go with the history still because I'm still looking at it as they're the Steelers. They haven't showed me that they're not the Steelers. So I see the Browns game as an embarrassment for them, even though they pulled it out, and they'll want to come back and prove like, yeah, we're still Pittsburgh against a team that is on a high right now.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Steelers as well, just because of the fact that they're gonna have the 2 best players on the field. Like the Vikings have no one as good as Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. So
right, even though I do like Stefon Diggs a lot, I think he's got potential to be something real. He's got potential to be something real nice, especially because he's not just a straight line. He's not Deshaun Jackson or Mike Wallace. He's not just a straight line speedster. He got other routes. And he actually catches the ball, unlike Mike Wallace. So,
stone hands.
Yeah, stone hands. I mean, isn't he the one that got rid of Mike Wallace, pretty much? So,
pretty much.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and I like their other receiver too. What's his name? The 82 that showed up last year and started showing out. What's his name? Gord was call him the Minnesota Gordy or Jordy Nelson, but. I still gotta go. I gotta go with history right now. Maybe Minnesota. Maybe I'll be apologizing to Minnesota next week, right?
Maybe.
I'm not buying it, especially not with Sam Bradford.
Right. Speaking of which, when is Teddy Bridgewater coming back? I read on the thing he's not even like in the talks of coming back. Like, he might miss this whole season as well.
Who?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah, Teddy's what got hurt? It's been so long, I don't even know what he hurt no more.
His soul.
Clearly, goddamn. They hit that nigga.
I don't know.
They hit that nigga like Shang Tsung.
They literally hit him with some voodoo.
And Shang Tsung showed up, took it all, and fuck, get over here.
Right. Like, I don't know. I think it was his leg. I think he broke his leg or something, or his knee, something.
Goddamn, Paul George. Okay.
Right. So next up, we got Cardinals at Colts.
I mean,
I don't even.
Do we have
to? I don't
down?
know if Andrew Luck is even playing in this game or if he's still considered injured. But even if he does come back for this game, it'll be his first game back after an injury, and it's the Cardinals
versus that defense. Yeah, not the best game. Cardinals. Next.
Yeah, if they maybe had some more offensive firepower, I might give the Colts the nod, but.
You're running back 60 years old. There's not much of a chance you.
Right. Then we got Patriots at Saints. Now, I'll say this. I think the Patriots loss was kind of one of those fluke losses for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if, for some reason, they come into this game and lose to the Saints, we might be talking about an actual down year for the Patriots for the first time in as long as I can remember.
I mean, honestly,
there's a real possibility if they come out and play poorly and lose this game, we could be talking about, like, not winning the division.
I mean, shit. I'm right there with you, but I'm a little bit more drastic. I'm looking at it like if y'all come out and lose, unless now if AP comes out and has a research game where Sean's like, all right, I'm gonna give you the rock and let you make me believe that we should give you the ball more to go along with Drew, and then he just comes out and becomes Minnesota AP, and they win off of that, then I might not look into it too deep. But if it's still just like, you know, Drew's out there letting it go 40 a game and AP's mad, but they still pull the win out, beyond a down year, we could be starting looking at the end of the Patriots, because it's proven fact, no matter how good these quarterbacks are, it's literally like night and day. When you hit 40 years old, you're not the same no more. No matter how good or how many workouts, Favre looked decent in that Packers jersey until Sean Payton's defense put that hit on that ass, literally and figuratively. And then all of a sudden it was like, holy shit. Like, he was like, oh shit, he's old as hell. They just hit somebody's grandpa. Like, it did not look good. Favre was always a hard ass. He was the one that was going to jump up quick. I swear he was down there for 4 hours before he got back up. So it was
even like Reggie Bush.
Right, yeah. Shout out Sheldon Brown. But if Brady comes out here and lets this subpar Saints defense bottle him up like them Chiefs did. Chiefs defense is amazing. Granted, they lost Eric Berry, but they're amazing still. They still got Tom, but they still got Derek. They still have pass rush. They still got Pete's. They still have a squad on defense. So, and they're used to not playing with Eric Berry. So that's not that big of a loss compared to what it would have been before his health issues. But if you let this depleted ass Saints defense come out, and I don't know if they gotten better over the offseason, but I know they was basically like a glorified Colts last year, where it was like if Drew was gonna get the win, Drew gonna get the win, because that defense wasn't gonna help him do it. So if they come out here and make Brady look old, and it ain't gonna get no better, because now everybody gonna be like, ooh, let's go get him. And we know the team run through Brady, no matter, like, especially with no Edelman. Like, it's a cushy situation right now, because Brandon Cush just slides into Edelman's spot, and Amendola and Hogan just jump up in the low rotation as well. But we all know Amendola's getting hurt. It's just a matter of time. So when it comes down to being Brandon Cooks and Chris Hogan's, and then if Brady is having that Peyton Manning year where Peyton was like, oh, I can barely feel my fingers, but then he won the Super Bowl, where it's like, okay, you ain't yourself no more, but you can still get the ball there if you need to get it there. If we find Tom like that come Christmas, can Garoppolo be Tom Brady? Will the system work for the quarterback? Because we always talk about the system makes the Patriots, but we've only ever seen it make Brady. It didn't make Bledsoe. And all the other players, they're parts of the system. They come and they go.
I don't know. That's a good question, because I will raise the counter argument. Matt Castle, dude went 11-5, and then we quickly found out he was garbage.
Oh yeah, that's true about him. There was another one too, wasn't it? There was another quarterback that was supposed to be a product of them. Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, it was Ryan Mallett.
Garb. I've seen that one firsthand.
Yeah, true story. So we'll see. I mean,
but if I
will tentatively pick the Patriots on this one.
Right, I'm gonna pick them as a.
I might be on the upset alert next week.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm picking like a push off the cliff type. Like, are you still got it? Are you still the Patriots? You're gonna come back and get that meaningful victory that you need to show. Oh, last week ain't nothing, don't worry about it. Or is y'all gonna go 0-2 for like the first time in a long time and show us that, like, yeah, we probably only gonna be like 8-8, 9-7, and hopefully we can make a push. But you're looking at Jimmy a little bit harder. Yes, that's what. Right. So we'll see how that. Yeah, right now Patriots.
Right. You got.
See, it feels like in my brain. Is it you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. I was gonna say, my instincts just want to say Ravens next, but the Browns actually they want to be a respectable team. Possibly having a little bit of morale boost, finding out that they could possibly get Josh Gordon back. I'm gonna still take the Ravens, but I'm gonna say a game closer than I would have gave it. So I'll say maybe let's say even a touchdown loss, 3 points to a touchdown loss, Ravens. So basically, I'm picking the Browns in my mind, but the Ravens gonna win by not that much. I feel like that's respectable for the Browns.
Mm-hmm. Right. I feel like that's a sign of improvement compared to what they usually put up.
Right, yeah, because normally I wouldn't even talk about this shit.
Right.
We would both just pick the Ravens and keep pushing.
Yeah, the Ravens as well. I'm not going to let that curse come at me 2 weeks in a row. But I do have high expectations for the Browns. Not that they're going to win a lot of games this year and make the playoffs, but I think they're going to play a lot closer and more respectable than they have in most of the previous decades. So
yeah, I could see it being a lot more respectable year. I definitely can see that. We'll hope for that.
Right. So next up we got Eagles at Chiefs.
Oh,
now,
this might be game of the week.
I gotta go Chiefs on this, not only because they just beat the Patriots, but also fuck the Eagles. So
throw that bias out there. I mean, I don't know why I don't like Philadelphia team so much. I don't know why I'm so biased versus Philadelphia. Like, I can respect what they offer, but it's just something about the Sixers and the damn Eagles that I just can't rock with. So I'm definitely picking.
Is because they look like bitch?
I mean, could be. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna pick against them.
Honestly, it's the fans.
We did. Did we? Did we talk about this
the other day?
Okay. I was gonna say,
Philadelphia fans are like some of the worst fans in any fucking sport.
Yeah, because
it doesn't matter if they're rooting for baseball, the fucking 76ers.
You know what?
The fucking Eagles. They're just.
You know what? I think I know what it is. They booed my nigga Kobe when he won MVP at the All-Star game. Yep. You right. You right. Yeah. So yeah, there it goes. So yeah, who they playing? I don't even know who they playing. I'm still picking. Who they playing?
The Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs. No, well, hell, Kareem Hunt. Let's get it, guy. I'm with you, bro.
Are you a flash in the pan, or are you about to be legit?
Right.
Let's find out.
You Marshall Faulk or you Reggie Bush? What you got?
So next up, we got Titans at Jaguars.
All right, Jaguars. It's a true apology. I'm gonna take y'all. But to my credit, I did say that I still like Blake Bortles, and I think that he can still be something. I did say that on last week's show. That
is true.
I would say so. I take back half of my apology because I gave y'all bum ass quarterback props. But I'm gonna taking this week. I'm gonna take y'all. We going with young Fournette. In my head, I don't feel like Tennessee working with too much. Shout out to my boy Sean Spence. I know from the U playing for Tennessee as the linebacker, former Steeler. I know he's out there, but other than that, I really don't know much about. Michael Griffin can't still be playing. Is he still?
Michael Griffin?
Yeah, 33 safety. Dreads from Texas.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know their defense that well. I know more about their offense.
See, I'm a safety, so my brain always gravitates to defense first, which obviously offense is the moneymaker nowadays. But
well, I do know they got Marcus Mariota and DeMarco Murray,
and Derrick Henry.
Also true.
Delaney Walker. So, but you know what though? Dude, shit, that is. I'm still going. Like I said, I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm gonna let y'all ride y'all hot hand.
I'm gonna ride the Leonard.
Right. I'm gonna ride this Fournette train because I'm feeling like, even though I feel like, put it this way, you look at quarterbacks, Mariota over Broyles, but honestly, I like Fournette over backs just off the strength that last week he showed I can still be a workhorse. Can do it in. He's one of the. He's a good. He's gonna be able to take that many carries in the NFL game, especially against our defense. So for him to do so, Henry and Marco, it looks great on paper, but that's after Delaney Walker. He proved in Philadelphia for that little experiment that I'm not the catching out of the backfield type of guy, and neither is DeMarcus Henry. So you really only got one passing option. You're pretty much coming into it like Notre Dame with red horseman backfield and shit. Like you got Mariota and you worried about the two running backs. I'm not worried about no. So really just crowd that box up and use the hell out of all those Super Bowl players that came to y'all team for some reason 2-3 years ago from Seattle and San Francisco, all flocked to Jacksonville. I mean, use it, crowd the box, shut that down. Shouldn't be a problem because Jacksonville has dynamic receiving. They do. Honestly, they have a great offense if Blake plays. Because Hurd, my boy from the U, Hurd, then Alex Robinson, who I want to say is a Florida State boy, not sure on that, but I want to say he's a Florida State product. And then the other receiver who is it? It's not Kenny Stills. It's another little shifty slot receiver like that they have, who their core is nice. And then they still running with old winner Mercedes Lewis, and they still got that tight end that Peyton Manning made good. Remember Moore, number 85.
I got Marquise Lee,
USC. Yep, there you go, right there. That was nice. So man, shout out Justin Blackman, man. Damn, Jacksonville.
Justin Blackman. Shout out 2 weeks in a row. This is probably the most anyone's ever talked about him in the last 4 years. I wish Justin was still in the league, man. Like Justin was better than Dez in college, man. People don't want to admit it, but he was. He was a more productive receiver at Oklahoma. It stayed off the fucking weed and the lean and that other shit that kids be doing.
Right. He could have just tightened this shit up. He could have been great, especially looking at the way the team is set up now. But
yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, man, shout out. So, man, get it done. Like Jacksonville, I'm with you this week. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a ride on Jacksonville just because Leonard Fournette train.
Choo.
Probably the easiest pick we're gonna make this week.
Mm-hmm.
We got the New York Jets at the Oakland Raiders. Sorry, LA, or are they LA, Las Vegas? I can never keep track.
They're changing. They're Oakland right now. They'll be Las Vegas.
Okay.
Next year or the year after, something. But it's Oakland right now.
Okay, so Oakland Raiders. Yeah, Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
There's not. I'll put it. If the Jets win, then I will be eating my own words, but I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen. So
yeah, I'm definitely going with beast mode. I mean, Murray Cooper, Carr, just the list keep going on and on. I got Oakland. If Oakland lose, I'll take 3 shots next week on the show live and loses. So you heard it here first, people.
You heard it.
Heard it here. So we gonna see New York can do it. It's but you think about basketball and football. I mean, Yankees is trying to bring it back, but
yeah, man. We talk about them Yankees in a couple weeks when it's almost playoff time.
Right.
In New York, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go win that division from Boston. Place, please.
And the Hawk. The judge.
Right, we got the judge's quarters. This man. Oof. Him and Sanchez, honestly. It's like a distraction.
Right.
Okay. So, next up, we got Dolphins at the...
You know what? I'm going to actually take the Chargers. Cause
I'll take the Chargers as well, just because the Dolphins are ass. Sorry,
right,
Miami fans.
I don't know nothing. I say I don't know how your boy Menthol Joe gonna blow down in the stadium. So I got to rock with the LA boys. Rivers still out there trying to prove that he got it.
Right.
LA want to see some better football than they seen with the Rams. So let's get it done. Chargers, LA,
no doubt.
San Diego Superchargers.
Right. So next game is we got. This is gonna kill me to say this, but I have to because they won. We them boys taking on the Broncos.
Oh my God. Well,
shout out to my boy Ian Miner, by the way, being like a Cowboys fan, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Well, I mean, since I have a fresh little place in hell reserved for the Cowboys as well, not as much as for the Steelers or the Patriots, but there's a lot of Cowboy hate out there for me, and they're taking on who?
The Denver Broncos.
Good. I'm gonna go with the Broncos, just because the Broncos probably have the only defense in the league that I can pull off the top of my head, other than maybe the Cardinals, and when the Seahawks are playing like they old selves, that can really just go head to head with that offensive line, or at least have players get to the holes in time to make a difference, because the holes is going to be there. But
right,
I'm pretty confident in a defense. I'm pretty if I'm taking Dak and Zeke, even though they seem like they're the hot shit right now, I would still take that defense over Dak and Zeke. Even regardless of how good the offensive line is, because I've never believed in the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The Cowboys actually played better defensively than I expect.
Mm-hmm.
But they played worse offensively.
Flipped it up on you.
And so it's kind of this weird conundrum where I thought they were going to put up points, but I thought they were going to give up points to the Giants as well. Of course, I don't think I knew that Odell Beckham wasn't playing in that game.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of weird because if they win, I would expect it to be from their offense, not from their defense. But I don't know. I'm still taking the Broncos because, Redskins all day. Fuck the Cowboys. I will fucking take a shit all over that star. I do not care.
We can see where
if they do win, well, then I might have to hop on that Cowboys train, because that would be a pretty big deal.
So we can see pretty much if NFC East teams are not playing NFC East teams, you won't be picking an NFC East team outside of Washington.
Nah, it's not just that, man. It all depends on the matchup. It all depends on the matchup. It depends on like if the Giants are playing the Jets, I'm still going to take the Giants.
Oh yeah, okay. If we go in that drastic. But okay. Well, where we at next with it?
We got the San Francisco 49ers at Seattle Seahawks. Would have been a great game 5 years ago. Right,
yeah. I mean, before, when Kaepernick still mattered and he wasn't taking knees, and the Legion of Boom was still the same four guys and not whoever they replaced.
They still had Patrick Willis, who unexpectedly retired at like 27.
Yeah, who was like, I love my body, fuck y'all, and left. And then his backup, who was a rookie, was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna retire too. In the same year. Like, yeah, I talked to Pat. I talked to Pat, he said this shit ain't no good look, so I'm out. Especially not for y'all crumbs. Seattle next.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle as well. So next up, we got Redskins at the LA Rams.
Ooh, that's a dangerous game for your boys, and they in LA. Look, if Kurt not gonna get, he need to go back and watch that film of him getting fired up. And you like that, don't you? You like that. You need that. You like that Kurt back, because The way golf. Hey, now what did I said Jared Goffel? Nah, I'm sorry, Jared. You get the what's the name? The apology. They know you're golf now. You officially golf, and you took full advantage of Sammy and all the other weapons out there. So kudos to you, Gurley, that whole squad. I didn't know if y'all could do it. Y'all actually played together, and if y'all becoming the new Raiders, salute. So I'm going with LA right now. Ride the hot hand, just on some same way with Jacksonville. I need to see. I felt like Redskins last week were like, I felt like because they were not a bunch of no names, but a less known populace, they were more of a unit because they all still were there mostly from last year, other than the big names that you guys did lose, Garcon, Jackson, etc., etc. But now I'm looking like they got to find some chemistry, and Cousins got to prove that you really are a leader now that you got a ragtag bunch of players. So, and there ain't no talent, there ain't uber talent to rely on. No 4-2-40, no ridiculous possession, find the hole skills of Garcon. You got to go out there and put the ball on the money and get these. You got Crowder, but you got to get these other receivers on his level. You got to take advantage of Terrell. If Terrell Pryor can look as good as he did with the Browns, you should be making that man look amazing for as good as everybody wants us to believe you are. Till I see that, I can't take you over a team that just lit it up like LA.
So here's the thing. If y'all didn't listen last week, or if you're just tuning in, I am a diehard DC Redskins fan. I grew up literally 10 minutes away from DC. I've lived here my whole damn life. I was a Redskins fan from the day I started watching NFL. We need to stop making excuses. Stop it. As a fan base, stop it. We can never, we get upset anytime someone questions something. When people were questioning RG3, y'all got up in arms and called it racism and everything else in the book. Then when we started questioning Kirk Cousins, y'all got up in arms talking about, oh, y'all just don't like him because he's not RG3, he's not this, he's not that, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Can y'all just admit, for real, let's get serious. We have not drafted one talented player in the last 15 years except for, oh, I don't know, Taylor. I think I can count and the number of real talented players we've drafted in the last 15 years. It's not very many. It's Sean Taylor. You got Ryan Kerrigan, who's a stud.
Right, yeah.
You know, get a little shout out to Jordan Reed. He was a great pickup at tight end.
True.
But overall,
y'all been a free agency team now that you say it.
We don't, well, the people we draft just don't end up turning shit. I tell you the number of quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers we have. None of them seem to stick around.
Ain't lying.
Being said, man, last week we played bad. It wasn't even Kirk Cousins' fault 100%. It's his fault for getting hit and fumbling the ball. It's his fault for throwing a bad interception. But Terrell Pryor, you had at least 5 drops, bruh. Things that hit him in the fucking hands.
Right.
And he dropped it. That's inexcusable. So right there, who knows how different the game would have gone if you had caught those passes. Maybe we get a few more first downs, and maybe we end up getting a touchdown out of it. Who knows?
Right.
I mean, you got Crowder. I love Crowder. I thought Crowder was one of our best receivers last year. This man muffs the damn opening punt return, drops the motherfucker like he got butterfingers. We just didn't play well as a team, and our defense could not get off the field. I mean,
yeah,
this
rough.
whole we're supposed to be improved. We're supposed to have a better defense. We made all these big adjustments. It didn't fucking look like it. It looked like the same goddamn sorry-ass defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Rams on this against my fan base. Because the Rams are coming to fucking ball.
Well, there you go, Shark. Take your bias on that one.
Y'all prove something. Prove me wrong, Redskins, please. Prove me wrong. I want you so bad. Please do it.
He trying to apologize next week.
Right. So let's move on. Falcons and Packers in Atlanta.
That's gonna be a great game.
That's a great Sunday night game.
That is a great
Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's probably game of the week over that Philly. Great Philly. The Philly KC game will be the game of the early day, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. But
yeah, that'll be the 1 o'clock game.
This game is going to be nuts. I don't know. It's just something. Oh God, it's just something about Aaron Rodgers that just every time I hear the word Packer, I want to go pick him no matter what. Like, I don't even want to care about who the hell is on the other side of the field. But I mean, we know how they is, and especially in that dome. Georgia Dome, no matter what, whether they were the Dirty Birds, whether when Matt Ryan first got there before he had this ridiculous Golden State version of football team, or the Golden State version of offense, the new fascist on turf, however you want to describe it, he had a position and 2 6'4" receivers when he only had Tony Gonzalez. You go to that Georgia Dome, it's gonna be problems.
Shout out to Michael Vick, man.
Oh man, shout out to the Vickster.
Shout out to Mike. I'm glad he was able to go to Philly and rejuvenate his career, man.
Right, because they was never trying to let you forget about them damn dogs. Cause
I mean, it was bad, but yeah.
But man, this is a hard one. This is a real hard one because Georgia Dome makes him mad. Like Green Bay, I honestly would probably say Green Bay hands down. No thinking. Especially if it was winter Green Bay. Absolutely, we're not even questioning it. But going to Georgia Dome to have to, you know, they're passing. You know that it's going to be a lot of on the fly chess gaming, calling audibles between Glover and the OC Packers. Are the Packers going to be able to get the signals? Are there all the receivers going to be able to? Granted, the receivers are all familiar. You got Kyle, guy number 84 with a crazy long name. You got the receivers now used to Aaron, so their timing can be relied on a little more than when it was Jordy got hurt, and he just stopped Manning and slang it to whoever jersey. He's familiar with him now, but it's gonna be rough going into the Georgia Dome. And for the fact that I gotta go with Atlanta. I gotta take Atlanta, even though he's a bad man, and I will have no problem apologizing if he wins. I won't. If he wins, I won't doubt his ass no more, and we gonna rock, relax. But
bad
man. He's a bad man. But I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Okay, so I got a lot of boys. You'll notice. It's kind of funny how that works. My boy Colin would never forgive me if I disrespected his Aaron Rodgers and took the Falcons. What I'm gonna have to do is say Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football. I'm sorry, but if y'all honestly believe Brady is better and y'all smoking some good shit, you need to hook my boy up. Brady's not a better quarterback. He's not. Just stop. The quarterback in football. And actually has a mostly healthy receiving core this year. There ain't no reason for him to, especially after putting up what some people would call disappointing game at, where they won, but they only put up 17 points. That's not really what you expect from Aaron.
Right.
I think they're going to win. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think that Atlanta is a scrub or anything to sleep on. I think it'll be a tightly contested game. It's going to be like a playoff football game atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Rodgers and the Pack pull it out in the end. So
Done.
I'm going to say probably 7 points or less, I'll say.
That's respectable here. I wouldn't be surprised at that outcome, but I feel like I'm gonna take home field advantage on this one.
You gonna take home field advantage? All right. So that brings us to the Monday night game. We got the Detroit Lions playing at the New York Giants.
See, I feel like my instinct would tell me to take Giants, but if Odell not gonna be out there, what the hell? So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm taking the Giants, but I reserve the right to pick the Lions if Odell does not play. If he don't,
fair enough.
If he don't play, then I'll switch over to the Lions. But if he's on the field, 80%, 70%, 100%, I take Giants.
I saw how bad that offense was last week without Odell, and I saw how bad their defense was. Like, even though
in general,
Cowboys didn't run up the score, but the Cowboys still pretty much controlled that game.
Dominating.
I'm taking the Lions because I also saw the Lions put up a whopping 35 points on that Arizona Cardinals defense last week.
That's a good point.
With Golden Tate, of all people.
That's a good point, right? When you're going dumb.
So, yeah, I'm going to take the Lions on this one, so I guess I just hate the NFC East.
Yeah, see? Right, yeah, you definitely said fuck the NFC East today. All the way around.
Yeah, I even said fuck my own team, man.
Right. I think you said that's Monday night, so that wraps up the games then.
That is all the games, yes sir.
All right. So we did pretty good on time today. We won't go into the Marbury conversation because that'll definitely stretches over. But I shall like to mention, shout out my personal goal, Kobe Bean Bryant. We're getting both numbers. Is he the first to get both numbers retired? I don't know.
Nah, he's not the first because I'm pretty sure Shaq had different numbers at different teams.
No, I mean for the same team. For the same two numbers for the same team. Is he the first? Like,
nah, Jordan's 45.
Oh, 45.
Retired.
You're right. So is he the first Laker that did it? Let's say he's the first Laker that did it.
Yeah, because I don't think any of the Lakers other
switch
than him
numbers.
Change numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
But my main point is we all know Kobe's greatness, you know what I'm saying? So this is more so just to kind of point out for anybody that is still like, oh, you know, you're on the Bron train and you're like, oh, Bron is better than Kobe already, or you're on a Jordan can't hold no weight to, or, you know, Kobe can't hold not a single weight to Jordan because he tried to act too much like Jordan. Let's just think about it like this, man. Kobe Bryant, if you gave him 10 years and you told him you can pick whichever 10 you want, you can pick the 10 years in 8 or you can pick the 10 years in 24. Undoubtedly, both easily get him into the Hall of Fame. And me personally, if I'm the owner, because the greatest Lakers of all time, other than Magic, weren't always Lakers. Kareem came from somewhere else. Wilt came from somewhere else. Shaq came from somewhere else. Like, there were two ingrown products, and that was Magic and Kobe. But Kobe didn't have to suffer through them rough years and that hard time like Magic. Magic always had that Magic's worst times was self-inflicted. All his was name, you know what I'm saying? Kobe had that downtrot what I had. Smush Parker was my point guard. Like, he had to go through, you know what I'm saying, dealing with Steve Nash getting his MVPs. And he didn't go build a super team. He didn't jump ship. Yeah, he pulled a kind of Kyrie. I won the trade if y'all don't get this shit together. But they knew that was Kobe, so they got their shit together and they kept him. He even lied. Like, he told him a blatant lie. He said, get me help or I'm gonna go play for the Clippers. No, you're not. We know that was a lie. That was never gonna happen. But I'm saying this to say that out of all Lakers, he was the one that was there from the beginning to the end, had the hard times and brought them back, had to get in the mud and build a dirt snowman of 2 more championships after having greatness with him and Shaq. So if I'm the LA, I'm giving both statues. I want a Duncan statue at number 8 and I want a fadeaway statue for 24. Kobe, legend, Hall of Fame, Mamba gang. I said you heard me, hold on.
Oh man. Also, got to give a shout out to probably the only person who was a better scorer than Kobe during that time. T-Mac Hall of Fame, well deserved.
My guy. Oh yeah, shout out Mac. Definitely in the same. You was right up there with Kobe in my eyes. I just couldn't waver my love for Kobe because you was always on the goddamn bench in that fucking suit, and it was just disappointing. But you did make me wear Adidas for like 4 years, so kudos to you, because I would never do that unless it's a cross trainer nowadays. So
right,
shout out to the T-Mac shoe line, because they actually made me buy Adidas as a young whippersnapper, you feel me? But,
right.
But I mean,
last little highlight of the day, halftime, 10-6 Houston. Deshaun Watson has a rushing touchdown.
Let's go. We need to put a little bit more space in between there, but let's go, Deshaun. Do we got a quick synopsis of what his completion is?
Attempt 8 for 13 for 73 yards.
8 for 13. So that's a little bit better than 50%, because what, 8 half of 16? 8 plus 8 is 16, correct?
Yeah, it's like 55, 57, something like that.
I could take it. Like I said, I'm not looking for Cam. I just want Russell Wilson. That's all I want. I just want Russell Wilson. Just manage the game. Let the defense win the ring. You just go out there, throw it, maybe go get you a celebrity girlfriend. Just not Khalifa. Get a singer. Just not that bitch.
Just not Mia.
Yeah, not Mia and Nora Kardashian. Let's diversify y'all bitches.
Just don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it to Houston. We love you right now. Please don't make us hate you. Houston already going. Right. Houston going through enough. They don't need you on this fuckery.
Right. But also, shout out to my boy Aaron Judge. 2-3 run home runs tonight against the Orioles. Let's go.
Jesus, man, that nigga Hawk for real, man. That's the Hawk right there, Aaron Judge.
That's your Cho right there.
Right, yeah, that's Amadeus Cho coming in, walking out the dugout with a shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, duck. Too big, too trill. Too big, too trill. But yeah, man, I see we starting to get a couple of viewers coming in. You guys kind of caught us at the end. Appreciate for you joining though, but you can always rewind. That's the point of the podcast. I said, like we said, we hit you with that good week 3 heat from NCAA, week 2 NFL. We gave you the predictions. We did our sorries once again. Sorry, Jacksonville Jaguars. But get it done this week, because I'm on your ass, Blake. I trust you. I'm on your ass if you lose this week, guys. You got anything last to say for the people, Sean?
Just shout out to everyone in general. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching on the replay once the video gets posted. If you're coming in late, we gonna be doing this shit every week. Feel free to comment if you want to call us stupid and disagree, whatever. If you think we're the greatest thing since sliced bread, you can call us that too. We won't complain.
Not at all. Not at all, not at all. But I mean, that is it for week 2. I said you here. Go ahead and if you're feeling what we're doing, and all for you replay people as well. When you like this and you be like, oh, these motherfuckers is funny, or these motherfuckers is crazy, I'm about to check fire out their ass. Before you leave that comment, hit that thumbs up, that like button, because that's how we get to the top of the search charts, and that's where we need to be, so they can know that y'all need to hear us more. I said Donn though. So from Sean to Donn and your boy Jose, we are out. And Deshaun, Houston, keep on kicking that Bengal ass. I said you heard me, how done. Say you heard me if you're worthy, and we are out.
Deuces.
Peace.